Hello, welcome in or welcome back to my channel. My name is Deb from DG Reads, and this is my furry sidekick, the star of the show, Kylie, and we are here to talk about a new bingo reading challenge. On my channel, there's a few things that I absolutely love: reading challenges and putting Kylie into costumes. So this idea of a Kylie costumes themed bingo board has been bouncing around in my head for a while. I actually started working on it probably about 18 months ago, and then it keeps getting put aside. I'd come back to it. I think that's still fun. And then I put it aside, and then someone would put out a new bingo challenge, and I would fall in love with the concept a little bit all over again. Starting with our fantasy, there has been a big trend in doing these types of bingo challenges, whether they be genre specific. Cassie at Covers with Cassidy with Romantasy, Sarah at Wicked Reading with her horror bingo, and several others that I've absolutely enjoyed putting together a TBR for. Or Sarah even recently came out with a more broad reading challenge with several different genres mixed into it. And I love doing those. They are just so much fun for going through my TBR, figuring out what books I already own that I haven't been prioritizing that I need to bump up my list because of prompts, and help me get to some things that I wind up truly loving that I just wouldn't have gotten to otherwise. A lot of these boards have an easy mode and a hard mode, and when putting together my challenge, I decided to go a slightly different direction. Kylie is not someone who does things the hard way. She likes to lounge around. She likes to take naps. She likes to be a little bit silly. So for this board, we have an easy mode and a creative mode, a silly mode, if you would. Basically, every square on this board has a prompt and a costume associated with it that generated the prompt in my head. But creative mode with this one, we're encouraging stretching. We are encouraging making up your own prompts. Somehow, some way, come up with a prompt that ties to the costume and make it work. We love to see it. I may even create my own TBR, like a standard one and maybe an alternate one, a silly one. We'll see. I'll give you a couple examples once we get going of what I mean about creating a different prompt. I'm also taking the challenge a little bit out of Bingo Challenge just by saying, do what you want with it. If you want to double, triple up, if you can find a book that knocks out an entire row on the board, go for it. Use whatever genre you want, use whatever format you want, use whatever length you want, with maybe one exception, thinking on what's on the board. But again, if you get creative with the prompts, use whatever length you want. With that, the idea for this is to be a little bit silly, to be a little bit fun, just to kind of put this together. It was just so much fun for me. So I really appreciate you being here, checking out this challenge. Whether or not you do anything with it, I'm so happy to put it out finally and to share it with you because I am pretty proud of it. If you do post anything about it anywhere, my account DG Reads is my screen name also on Instagram, so please tag me anywhere. I'd love to see what you're doing, share it, etc. But without further ado, let's go ahead and look at the board, and I'm going to move over a little bit for that. We are going to go ahead and start at the upper left and make our way over to the right and continue down the board. We start off with our Buzzy Bee Kylie, and for this one, the prompt is to read a buzzy book, a book you've heard a lot of people talking about, whatever you consider buzzy. Now, this is a prompt where I could come up with multiple different things to create a new prompt around. It's a bee, so maybe the author's name or the title book begins with a B. The costume is yellow and black, so the cover has yellow and black on it. A bee is a type of insect, flying thing, so maybe you have a book that centers on insects or on other flying creatures. All of these things would be fun, creative ways to kind of stretch and use this square. Moving on from there, we've got Killer Kylie, a fan favorite from years past. I always do kind of a vote at the end of costume season after we go big with costumes, especially in October. So this one has won in years past. And this one is for Chunky Chucky is the prompt, and that is to read a chunky book. Myself, I tend to think of chunky as over 500 pages, but interpret that as you will. Next up, we have Cookie Monster Kylie, and this one says, me like cookie. Kylie definitely enjoys her treats. She definitely gets treats when she's posing in costume for me. So this one is just to read a sweet book. Again, interpret that as you will. Maybe it's a sweet romance, maybe it's a cozy fantasy, whatever you would consider sweet. For Vampire Kylie, we have Come to the Bark Side, and this is kind of the opposite of our previous square. This one is to read a dark book, and this could be a dark fantasy, a dark romance, it could just be a dark cover. Interpret at will. You'll get the theme that interpretation is encouraged. And lastly, on this row, we've got Scarecrow Kylie, one of my personal favorites, and this one is to scare up some fun. This is to read a scary book, a horror book, a book that scares you in some way, intimidates you in some way, a book you're worried about, anything along those lines would work. arc, and then we move on to the next row. And this one, it begins with King Kylee, and the prompt is really royal. And this is for a book that in some way features royalty. Another fan favorite up next, we've got Little Old Lady Kylee, and the prompt for this is Like Fine Wine. And this is for a book that is backless, a book that also has aged, hopefully, like fine wine. The next square is our Leprechaun Kylee, and this prompt is to get lucky. This is meant to have you randomizing your TBR in some way, shape, or form. Whether you put all books that you're really excited about on it, whether you put some books that you are and you aren't, and you find out if you get lucky, that is up to you. Randomize at will. Next up, we have Popstar Kylee, and this is for Bark Bops. And the idea of this one is to pick a book based on a song. It doesn't have to be a song you love, because I always am challenged to figure out what my favorite song is, to pick a book based on my favorite song, but it can be the song you're hearing everywhere nowadays. It can be a song you heard while you're walking through the market and now it's stuck in your head and annoying you. It could be a song you really love, an artist you really love, whatever it is that inspires this one, it will work. And next up we have Gumball Machine Kylee, which is inspired by my Prompt Ball TBR game, which uses a gumball machine to pick my prompts for a month. And the prompt for this one is Playtime, and that is to pick a book based on a TBR game. It can be your own TBR game, it can be watching somebody's TBR game and taking the prompt that they used, or it can be watching someone's TBR game and reading the book they picked based on their TBR game, whatever it may be, or just make up a silly little game for yourself to play and come up with something. Moving on to row 3, we've got Ghostbuster Kylee, and the prompt here is Who You Going to Holly? And it is to read a ghost story, a haunting book, or a book you think might haunt you, that will leave you with a book hangover, that will touch your soul in a way that is haunting, whatever you want. For the next square, we have Dr. Kylee, and this is Dr. McFloofy. And the prompt here is to read a TBR vet. Get it? Vet, because doctor for dogs, a vet. Yeah. This can be a book that's been on your TBR for ages. It can be a book that's been on a previous TBR that you didn't read when it was on that TBR. Again, up to interpretation. And in our middle square, we've got Squirrel Kylee, and this is for Squirrel Brain, the ability to be distracted by pretty much anything. So the prompt for this one is a book you think will absolutely hold your attention and prevent Squirrel Brain from happening. For Belle Kylee, we've got A Tale as Old as Time. And in the vein of Beauty and the Beast, it is a book that involves a romance in some way, shape, or form. For Maid Kylee, we've got Made for You as the prompt, and that is to pick a book because it has a lot of buzzwords that sound like it'll work perfectly for you. If a book was created just for you in mind, this would be that book. Moving on to row 4, we've got Llama Kylee, and this one is to reach for the stars. There's a long history in the book spaces of the llama standing for a prior readathon team, which was science fiction based. So this one had to be a sci-fi novel, or somehow a novel involving science fiction, space, do what you want with that. Next up we have Elmo Kylee, and the prompt is Forever Friend. And this is to do a buddy read, to do a read along. You can read a book that a buddy read or read along is happening on the internet. If you don't want to actually join in the discussion, that is okay. But I participate in so many buddy reads and read alongs and absolutely love my time doing so. So feel free to join any of those as well. For our Pumpkin Kylee, the prompt is Tis a Season. Now, it doesn't need to be pumpkin season. It doesn't need to be the current season. The idea is just to read a book that feels seasonal in some way, shape, or form. Rocker Kylee is here with the prompt Bark and Roll. And the prompt here is to roll some dice. Somehow pick out a number of books, roll dice. Whatever number you get is the book. Don't want to pick 6 books? Use a different size dice. Don't want to pick 6 books? Pick 2 and then evens or odd chooses which book it is. There's a lot of different ways to do this. There are some dice rolling apps that I will try to link down below, so you can use that if you don't have any physical dice as well. And the final spot on this row is our Snip Snip Kylee, and the prompt is putting the cut in cute. I don't know, that one was a little bit of a stretch, but the idea for this prompt is to read a stabby book. Whether you have an assassin character, you have a serial killer being investigated, you have just a really fierce main character, anything really will go. And for our final row, we start off with Birthday Kylee, and the prompt for this one is It's My Potty, and this one is really easy. Read a book from your favorite genre. For Cow Kylee, we've got Move On Over, and the prompt for this one is to read a new release, something that you shove the rest of your TBR out of the way to read. For our Showgirl Kylee, it is Making Fetch Happen, and the prompt for this is to read a book that has a gorgeous cover. Whether it's a cover by or just a cover you absolutely love, it works. For Devil Kylee, we've got Devils in the Details, and details are important in a mystery. So the prompt is to read a book that has some level of mystery in it. It could be an actual mystery genre story, or there could just be an underlying mystery that the characters are wondering about within the story. And last but not least, we have our beheaded Kylee, and the prompt for this is ahead of the class. Pick a book that you think will be ahead of all the books this year, a 5-star prediction, if you will, and hopefully find yourself a new 5-star read. So that is our board. I hope you enjoyed the punniness and the cute Kylee pictures. I had so much fun putting this together, figuring out which 25 costumes I wanted to go with, trying to find prompts that would go with them and a title for them and everything else. Some of the details, I guess, to wrap us up here, I will have a Google Drive that will have copies of all of these. I will also be attempting to link a Canva version of the bingo board so that you can actually fill in books on it directly on Canva. And the Google Drive will also have the list of prompts in a Word type document and an FAQ. I don't think there's very many really questions that would come up with this, because basically if you ask, can I blank, the answer is going to be yes. You can do what you want with this. It is meant to have fun. It's meant to bring out some creativity. I would love to see what happens with it. If you do create any sort of TBR around it, that would be so much fun. Let me know in the comments below what was your favorite costume or what your favorite prompts. If you do have any questions or suggestions or anything else, please feel free to let me know down below. And if you've made it this far and you don't have anything to comment but want to let me know you were here, give me some sort of emoji that ties to one of the prompts. Whether it be a doctor for Dr. McFloofy, whether it be scissors for Snip Snip Kylee, whatever it may be, it'll work. Again, lots of creativity involved in this particular challenge. If you could hit that like button below, I would surely appreciate it, and subscribe if you're interested in seeing my TBR for the challenge, future Kylee costumes, and my bookish content in general. But for now, I'll leave you here and see you real soon in a new video.